George or James or some name, any name, but which means the variable called name can contain different values, and as a result the variable called name can change, and that is why they say variables are data that can change, means its contents can change. Okay, we are not talking about the name, the label. The label will always be whatever you give here. In this case it's name, that won't change. What we are talking about here as change is the content. This content can change. Okay, same way the variable name here is age. This the label age won't change. The content 23 can change to any other number, 25 or 34 or -3 or -29 or whatever, and that is the reason why we call a variable this type of a memory addressing as variables. We have labeled it as age, and age can contain anything. So it is not a constant. Constants don't change. Okay, so let's do some more examples so it will become much more clearer. So numeric variable, if you talk about numeric variable, will be any variable that can hold numeric data. For example, let's assume 23 is a numeric data, right? It's a number, let's assume, so numeric constant. Okay, so the variable that is holding this numeric constants 23 is the variable called age, and therefore age is known as a numeric variable. Okay, same way if you look at alphanumeric variable, this is the name of the variable. Okay, this variable called name contains Ahmad. It's a name, and therefore since Ahmad is an alphanumeric constant, this is an alphanumeric variable. So any numeric variable will be any variable that can hold numeric data. Alphanumeric variables will be variable that can hold alphanumeric data. So in this case, name is considered as a alphanumeric variable, age is considered as a numeric variable. Why? Because age is holding 23, a number, so numeric variable. Name is holding Ahmad, which is a name, it's a alphanumeric, and therefore name is known as a alphanumeric variable. Okay, there are some rules for naming these variables. Now earlier we saw the example of name and age, two variables. We will see the actual rules that we are going to follow for our sessions. Each variable can be named with one or more characters. But very important, the first character in a variable must be an alphabet. It can't have numbers. And a variable name cannot contain space anywhere. If using more than one character for a variable, second character onwards can be an alphabet or a number. So these things we will see in the example below. Now look at this example. Now these are all valid variable names. Okay, these are all valid variable names. So in other words, you can name a variable as A. It can be one or more characters. So this is fine. And first letter must be alphabet. So first letter is alphabet. So this is okay, fine, no issue. This is also fine, no issue. One character alphabet. Okay, next one is X. No problem. Alphabet, one character, no issue. This one also no problem. We are calling this variable name A1. No issue because first character is alphabet. Second onwards, if using more than one character, second character onwards can be an alphabet or any other number. So this is fine, no issue. You can name a variable as A1. You can even name a variable as B325. No issue because it's starting with an alphabet and following with numbers. No issue. Here again, variable valid name XY2, starting with an alphabet and contains alphabet and numbers. No issue. Again, this also is valid variable name, starting with alphabet. There is a 3 here, then alphabet and a 2, because if using more than one character, second character onwards can be an alphabet or a number. So that's why this is all fine. So these are all different types of variable names. Or variable name can be just ABC also. Okay. So these will be fine and there won't be any issue even if you use variable names like this. But even though the above variable names are valid in terms of the naming convention, it is always better to use meaningful names for the variables, okay, rather than saying a b c x y z b325 xy. These sometimes can get confusing, so it is better to avoid using this kind of names, right? It is common practice to use meaningful names for the variables, okay. So let's see examples. Now these will be fine. Name, you're giving a variable name as name. Now here, these all these rules are valid because it's starting with an alphabet and following with alphabets. No issue, no problem. Age, fine. Gender, fine. First name, fine. English marks, fine. Phone number one, fine, because starting with alphabet, after that numbers can come. Phone number two, or salary, or tax, or VAT, or anything for that matter. So any name like this, as long as it starts with an alphabet, no spaces are there in between, and it has one or more characters. If it has one or more characters, second character onwards can have numbers and alphabets. So this is generally this will be the best way to use it. So in our sessions, let's try our best to try and stick to this way of naming the variables rather than this. Okay, right. Then some important points to remember about variables. Variables are kept, when we say variables, these are kept in the RAM, main memory. Can keep only one value in a variable at a time. So I will show you some examples here as we go through. If you put a value in a variable, say I have a variable called a containing a value, some value. If you put another value on top of that, the previous value will be lost and the new value will be the current value from that point onwards. So that's what it says. If you put a value in a variable on top of a previous value, the previous value will be lost and now it will contain the new value. So let's see an example. Okay, that will be much more clearer when you see some kind of a diagram. Now what we are trying to do is we are going to create a variable name called age and we are going to store the value 25. So obviously what it means is we are going to put the number 25, it's a numeric constant, into this variable named age. Okay, so let's see. Now this is the name of the variable and this is the contents. So the variable name is age and currently we have put 25. How we have put it, don't worry about it at this point in time. When we go to later sections, we will see how these things are done. But for the moment, just assume, okay, in the variable age, we have the number 25 stored at the moment. So this is the main memory. Remember, variables are kept in main memory, that is RAM. Not in the ROM, okay, RAM. So age is a variable name and we have stored 25 in this. Now let's put 37 onto variable. So we are going to put 37 here. So when we put 37, I've just put an animation to show you how it works. Now variable age contains 37. The previous value 25 is lost. So from this point onwards, if you refer to age, the value in the age will be 37, not 25 anymore. Because a variable can keep only one value in a variable at a time. So earlier it had 25, now we put 37, 25 is lost, it's now containing 37 only. Okay, previous value is not there anymore. So now we have gone through numeric data